All right, so I'm here with UAlbany Student Association President Jerlisa Fontaine.
Hello, everyone.
How are you today, Jerlisa?
I am great. Thank you for being here.
Okay, so first question is, how is it like to be the president of SA? You've had a very successful year so far. I know you're really involved on campus, but what made you become the president of SA?
So, how has it been so far? This job has been honestly amazing. The most rewarding part about it is just being so actively engaged with like student organizations, student leaders, and all the students on campus. I will say that it's very much so rewarding, especially because I've been so involved with student organizations beforehand. So it makes my job so much easier in that sense, where I don't have to worry about getting to know representatives of the student groups. I already know most of them, and I'm just learning to meet the rest of them that I haven't met as yet. In terms of why did I run, you said?
Yes.
I ran for student association president because since my freshman year, I've always been involved with the organization. I served as an intern, an associate, a director of marketing, and then becoming the chief of staff to last year's president, Felix Abreu. And I've just gained so much experience being a part of this organization. I served as the co-chair of the health committee for NAACP. I've hosted numerous events. I was the president of the Minority Association of Pre-Medical Students. So just being a part of those organizations and working so collaboratively with other organizations, like I've always been inspired to find a role that will allow me to serve everybody that I've worked with. And this job was perfect for that.
Definitely. So, if I'm not mistaken, you're the first female SA
In
president
17 years.
in 17 years.
And I'm the first black woman.
First black woman. So, how do you feel about being the first African American woman? And if you had anybody out there in UAlbany that's inspired by you, what would you say to them?
I will definitely say that it feels good to have been able to kind of set that record, especially because me coming from the Bronx, a lot of times, you know, people paint pictures to you in terms of like what a black woman could be, and it's always so limited. You get me? Your opportunities seem like, you know, you only have so much to accomplish. So being able to come to this university and to do something, whereas I wasn't reaching to become the first black woman, I was reaching just to represent students. However, it's something that hasn't been done before, and I think that's a problem. You get me? So I'm glad to know that I changed that. In terms of all the black women who are interested in, you know, running for a position like this, or just running to be leaders in many different ways, don't let anything stop you. Keep pushing forward. You will encounter numerous obstacles, but you have to just somehow leap over them and just, you know, accomplish your end goal.
Beautiful. So I know you had to strategize, become president of SA. So I saw the juju on the vote. You know, that was catchy. But like, what did you do with, you know, your VP? What did you guys plan out of how you would get all the votes? Because obviously you have to be well known on campus for people to support you, but it was just like an influx of people that didn't even know you that supported you. So how did you go about that?
So I will say that being that you mentioned a lot of people knew me on campus, I will say that I did have that advantage, especially because there were people who promoted me that I didn't ask to promote me. Like, it was just the fact that people had known me for all the good that I do on campus. They know me for all the collaborations that I've done with different student organizations. They heard about like my initiatives, my ideas, my 3 points of plan, my perception, transparency, and proficiency. People like saw how that made so much sense for them. You get me? People saw that there were so many issues taking place within SA that those 3 initiatives made sense in terms of what needs to be changed on campus. So I mean, that also made it very easier. The campaign slogan, I mean, honestly, like, it was just very catchy at the moment because, you know, Juju on that beat, then there's Juju on that go. So people just wanted to know, like, who is this person who's having this really big, catchy slogan? And I did have some assistance in developing that. So I really want to thank you to Stanley De La Cruz, who helped me big time with developing that kind of slogan idea. But it was really just like me taking the time to go to like everyone's programs or their meetings and just find out, like, you know, what do you guys care about? What do you all need? Like, I worked with most of you already, so from peer to peer, I know what our struggles are, but what's your individual or your group struggle? And people really appreciate that. I was like really going out there interacting with them, finding out what are their needs.
Definitely. So, as you know, the most anticipated, you know, I would say event that SA hosts is Park Fest. 2018 is not here yet, but it's not far away either. So who do you have on your list? Who are you guys thinking about? If you gotta spill the beans, man.
We can't tell you like who we're gonna bring. However, I will say that we have not started working on Park Fest yet either, especially because this year we are fortunate enough to have some extra funding to have Fall Fest this year. So we are gonna be bringing Fall Fest back. So we'll have 2 concerts this year. So we did put out a survey this summer And that survey kind of just gave you people like a list of different kinds of artists who would be like a headliner or a supporting act. And we got the feedback. So we're going to use all of that information to kind of generate who would be the best people to come to the university to perform for our students.
So in terms of the survey and the data that you got, who was the highest received artist that you had for Fall Fest?
I can't remember.
And Park Fest, if you know.
I don't remember the list. And I can't, because we do want to prioritize what students ask for, I don't really want to say who we're working on right now, because it's going to happen in like maybe 2 months or so. Okay. So I can't give feedback based off of that. But what I will say is semesterly we're going to hold like a concert focus group. So we're going to gather some students who can give us some insight on what to expect from future concerts, what they would like to see take place there. So you kind of have insight from those people. But in terms of giving you like details from the survey, yeah, you can. What you can do, though, is you can look at the survey itself. It should be in one of the Student Association notices emails and just see, like, the different names that we put. But I can't give you the details.
All right.
It'll give away our concert.
All right, definitely. I understand. So if you had to pick one artist that you want for Park Fest or Fall Fest, it doesn't matter which concert, who would you have as your headliner?
But do we have to include, like, the money? Like, just like a dream artist? Or, like, in terms of what we could probably afford?
Well, both instances, what you could afford, and then if you had the money, who would you bring?
I would love to see SZA here. In terms of what we could probably afford, I love SZA OD. What we can't afford, listen, I love Rihanna. She needs to come here, but we obviously cannot bring Rihanna because she like at least $500,000. So
so what's your budget?
The budget for concerts, that's not a secret. Okay. Damn, do I have it with me? The budget for concerts for both of them together, we're looking at like anywhere from $250 to $300.
Okay.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that how much you paid for Future in 2016, or?
No, less than that. We actually increased the line for concerts this year.
Oh, okay. So, Future, what was the price for Future?
Future himself, because I wasn't working directly in that department, I can't give you a number on how much he cost. That wasn't. I would say no more than 130.
130.
I mean, I don't think he was near that number either, but I would say no more than that because I didn't really work directly in that department at that time.
Definitely. All right, so just wrapping this up shortly. If there's one thing you had to say to any black woman, because you know you've inspired a lot of black women. You know you're kind of like the Michelle Obama.
I'm weak.
Of UAlbany. You inspired a lot of people to go out and do stuff that they never thought they could. What would you say to them?
Oh, I would say a lot of things. Okay, so I know for me, like my struggle becoming a woman in the professional world was like, how can you like, you know, maintain your social character in combination with your professional character? And a lot of times, like, you know, other people will expect you to kind of suppress, you know, how you are in terms of you know, being from a certain demographic. So for example, like the word ratchet, you know, people tell you, oh, you can't act a certain way, you can't speak a certain way, you shouldn't use slang. Like, stay true to yourself. There's always going to be a time and a place to, you know, have certain conversations, but never change who you are because of the profession that you're going to. Just know how to separate your personal life from your business life. Once again, you're going to encounter numerous obstacles. Sometimes you're going to even doubt yourself, but you have to kind of just find a way to get past all of the doubt, get past all of the obstacles, and just keep going. Never stop. You'll trip, you'll stumble, but you can never stop. Just keep going.
Beautifully said. And ladies and gentlemen, that was SA President Jerlisa Fontaine.
Thank you.
Bye.